Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Hope you guys are all doing well. Another transfer update, and this transfer update is just come out of the blue. Honestly, I thought maybe the focus was on outgoings. That's what we've been told by all the media, all the reporters, everything, that the next focus for Arsenal was outgoings. But there does look like there is going to be the potential incoming, and we are talking about, hopefully I don't butcher his name. His name is Hincapié. I think that's how you pronounce his name. But it's been broken up by David Ornstein. And to be honest, I don't know much about the player, so I can't give you an in-depth analysis of the player and how he's gonna fit into our team. But what I can tell you is that the fans and the reporters, a lot of people that do watch him, do have a lot of positive comments about this player. So I guess that's a positive thing about it. The rumored fee is that Arsenal are trying to sign him below his 60 million euro release clause. So he does have a release clause. However, the player is very keen on the move, and apparently he's trying to negotiate, or he has requested Leverkusen negotiate with Berta to try to come to a reasonable fee. And I think the funniest thing about this whole transfer, it's happened again. It's literally happened again. Apparently Spurs fans may deny, but Fabrizio Romano has said yesterday that Spurs were interested in signing him. Apparently they wanted to make a loan, like a bid with a obligation to buy, and I think it makes sense for Spurs with how many injuries they get in the back line. But out comes Arsenal once again, hijacking Spurs' move, and now apparently the player favors Arsenal over Spurs. And for a Spurs fan, this is probably a transfer window from hell. Like, how can Arsenal hijack 2 deals from Spurs, and 2 deals for players that Spurs urgently need? They needed an Eze with James Maddison's injury, and they needed a left back cover. They needed a left centre back cover because they are having to play Jed Spence as a left back, who's not a left back, he's a right back. So they needed both of these positions urgently. But the meltdown from the Spurs fan is going to be absolutely hilarious. But Ornstein has said that apparently this deal is subject to outgoing, which does basically almost confirm in a way that we will probably see Kiwior leave. Of course, he is going to Porto, so I think it basically just confirms Kiwior will be leaving Arsenal. We'll probably see him sometime next week. But in terms of the player himself, apparently the player can play both left back as well as left centre back. But apparently his primary position is the left centre back, but he can of course play as a left back, which is key for Arsenal. Honestly, it's key because our left back position isn't the best. I mean, we have Calafiori and we have Lewis Kelly. Calafiori, top player, but the thing is with Calafiori's injuries, he does get a lot of injuries, and we don't want to push him too much. I think the whole thing about Calafiori this whole season is going to be give him as much minutes as possible, but at the same time manage him. And with his with his injury record last year, I think Arsenal are just trying to prevent him having another season where what he had similar to last season, where he was out for majority of the season. I think Arsenal are just trying to manage his minutes, not overburden him, and I think the only way to do that is of course sign adequate cover. And Lewis Kelly is a brilliant player, but he's not even a left back. He is a midfielder being forced to play left back, so cover is needed for that position. We got one almost looks like an injury prone player in Calafiori, and then we got Lewis Kelly, who's not even a left back. So, and of course now with Kiwior leaving, a replacement does look like it's urgently required. And I think after last year with our horrible injury crisis, Arsenal are just trying to bulk up the squad with a lot of depth. On top of the depth, a lot of quality as well. You can see from our current squad options, even you see the bench from last game against Leeds, there were just so many options. We were able to rotate, and I think it's a good sign. Honestly, it just shows you where we are, that we're going to Liverpool at Anfield this week, sorry, and we have adequate cover to the point we are not that worried that we're going to Anfield without our main 11, and because of the depth that's coming in, you got the likes of Madueke, you got the likes of Eze, players that can come in and for 1-2 games do a good enough job for our star players. So I think that's a good sign. And plus our centre back options, we do get of course a lot of injuries. You saw from last season, just look at our centre backs. You got White, who's going through an injury issue right now because he had to play through his injuries. You got Timber, who's just coming back from a long-term injury. You got Gabriel, who had an injury last season. So that's 3 players as right there. Then you got Tomiyasu, we had to get rid of because of his injuries. And then Zinchenko, I know he's not maybe a starting 11, but he also has injury issues. So I think Arsenal are just trying to cover as much as possible, leave no stones unturned. And personally for me, This deal, I would have probably kept Kivio. I would have kept Kivio, and I'd probably have spent that money, that 50 million pounds, whatever it's going to cost, probably 50 million pounds, on a out and out left winger. I know some fans might say that's crazy because we just signed Eze, but the thing with Eze, as good as he's on the left wing, his best position is in the forward. So I think for me, I would probably spend that money on a natural left winger, because Martinelli and Trossard, unfortunately, they're just not consistent enough. But the truth is, now we're in a position where Kivio wants to leave, and it forces our hand to sign a replacement. The fee is going to be quite important. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. There has been rumors, apparently the transfer could get done for around 40 million pounds, which isn't bad for an experienced player. And I did see some few clips of him. There's a few clips on social media of him, and he does look like he's one of those overlapping left backs, which is of course different to what we have right now. Both Calafiori, he does like to, there are moments where he does overlap, but you see sometimes where he likes to drift inside. And of course, Lewis Skelly is always a player that drifts inside because naturally he's a midfielder. But I think that's something different to what he offers. He's that overlapping left back if we do sign him. And I think that's something we need. We do need something different, similar to what we have in Ben White and Timber. They're two different players. Ben White likes to overlap, whilst Timber likes to come inside. And when I was watching a clip of him running down, I don't know why, but it just reminded me of Ben White. You can watch a few clips of him and you'll see he does remind you of Ben White. He even has a similar build to Ben White. So yeah, when I first saw him, automatically I thought it was a Ben White, but just playing as a left back. So I do think it will add something different to the team, especially on that left hand side. A massive weakness to our team was that left hand side, and it does look like we are trying to resolve it. And this deal probably will get done once we see Kivio leave next week. Apparently his price tag is around for 20 million pounds, which is crazy. 20 million pounds for Kivio. I can't believe that. Like, this is a player that was playing Champions League last season, semi-finals, quarter-finals, playing really good, by the way, and we are getting 20 million pounds for him, which is absolutely mental, considering Konsa from Liverpool went for around 35 million pounds, and I don't even know how many minutes he's played. So yeah, we definitely need to improve in our selling aspect. But yeah, if this does complete, that means Arsenal would have spent around 300 million pounds, which is crazy, which is absolutely crazy. But make no mistake about it, we need to spend. We 100% need to spend, especially after what we done last season. Last summer, we came out with a net profit, which is absolutely crazy considering we were so close to the title. We went and done a net profit. Mental. So yeah, overall, for me, it wouldn't be my first choice signing. Like I said, I think I would have probably spent that money on a left winger, a natural left winger. But who knows? It could still happen if there's probably another major outgoing. Doubt it right now, the way it looks like. But I do understand why we are signing another left back cover, because of just our centre back, as good as they are, we are getting some injuries, which is a bit of a concern. So yeah, we do need a lot of depth. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Let me know what you think about this transfer. Do you think we were smart of doing it, or do you think we should just keep Kivio and spend that money on the forward line? But yeah, let me know. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Catch you guys in the next one.